Hello, all. Very good morning and good evening to everyone who have joined from different parts of the globe. My name is Sunil from Bangalore, from IFSS. Jenny, am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Well, once again, warm welcome to My Time program. I know My Time resonates with the program that we just concluded during May and June. So May and June program was My Time indeed, and that particular program was dedicated to World Meditation Day, to International Day of Yoga. So to continue further the same program, we have launched this weekly My Time program. But here, My is me time. M is capital and Y is small. So it's me time. So we are going to create a space for ourselves, where we can be with ourselves, be one with ourselves, and then connect to the oneness across. We're going to discuss few wisdom topics, share and learn from each other. That's the only agenda. So this is going to happen every Sunday morning, 6 a.m. IST, and the respective time zones that is there in the flyer. Now, the basic agenda is this. That's all we're going to do is come together, sit, meditate, discuss few wisdom topics, and then discuss the question answers and move on. But the practice is what we all need to do. Now, I'm so grateful and thanks a ton to the partner organizations who have come forward so heartfully, so openly, and take up and volunteer and execute this program. So we have partner organizations called Shambhala Solutions from India, Breath Universe from Australia, Omega Pyramid from USA, and Joy from USA. So all these four organizations are going to be executing and delivering this program. So every month you will see different organizations taking up and uh, conducting this program. So we are so happy to start this program with Shambhala Solutions India. And we're so glad that we have the team here. And I would now like to invite Jenny. Jenisha is her name. We all fondly call her Jenny. So I'll invite Jenny from Shambhala Solutions to take it over from here. Hi, Jenny. Very good morning.
Very good morning. Very good morning to all of you. Hope you are doing well. Good afternoon, good evening to the others who are from the other parts of the world. Right? I'm Jenny, as Sunil said, and I am representing Shambhala Solutions from India. So to start with our session, let's start us with the vision that we started Shambhala Solutions. The only vision that we had in, like, we all, Sunil and Prithvi and all our team, we had one vision: to create harmony in the world. How? To help humanity overcome the fears that are caused due to ignorance and begin the journey into the realm of love and light, to heal all its sickness and create a healthy, harmonious world, literally a heaven on Mother Earth. As it is said, hell and heaven both are not a place anywhere. It is a state of mind, or you can say a perspective towards life. Right? So this is the vision that we do all the works, all the sessions. We aim at finding giving for us as well, and for all the people here, that they find their way to their selves in every way. There's not one way, there's so many ways. So we aim at providing as many ways as we can to the seekers, so that they can find their path to continue their journey towards themselves. Right? So with this aim of Shambhala Solutions, let's start. I'm very excited to, start with this weekly sessions because this is so much towards our aim. Correct? So let's start it. Let's start our first Sunday with the session. And as always, let's start it with a meditation. And for that, I will like to give it to you, Sunil. Back to you.
Thank you, Jenny. Thank you. Yes, let's meditate for next 40 minutes. Most of us would know what this meditation technique is all about, but let me uh, once again explain for the benefit of newcomers, if any. So we are going to practice Anapanasati meditation. Ana means ingoing breath. Apana is outgoing breath. Sati means just being with our own breath. So sit comfortably wherever you are, gather yourself. If you're sitting on a chair or a sofa, you may cross your feet and clasp your fingers. Just interlock your fingers. If you're sitting on a floor, you may just sit like the way we sit to eat food in a Padmasana. Just cross your feet and sit. Pay attention to the surroundings. Just pay attention. Look around. You may hear some sounds, pleasant, unpleasant. It's all okay. Accept things as they are. Now adjust your posture. You may support your back if required. It's always good if you can keep the spine erect, but it's absolutely not a necessary. You can just sit comfortably. The body should be in Sthira Sukhasana, which means let the body be in an absolute comfortable state. Observe yourself. In case you're wearing spectacles, you may please remove them. We don't need while meditating. Now, slowly close your eyes. And just feel your body. Let's just scan from head to toe if the body is at ease. Relax your foreheads, your eyebrows. Relax your cheek. If you're biting your teeth hard, just loosen that. Drop your jaw. Relax your neck, shoulders. Just scan them. If they're relaxed, drop your shoulders, your arms. The clasped finger, are they tight? Just loosen them a bit. Relax your upper back, lower back, your thigh muscles, calf muscles, and your crossed feet. Adjust your legs on the sitting posture and back if needed. Wonderful. Just take a couple of deep breaths just to recognize your breath. Now, bring your attention from your body to your breath. Do not alter your breath. Just breathe natural way in your own pace. At this point, your mind will be engaged with a lot of thoughts, a lot of visualizations, a lot of emotions perhaps. For now, for next 35 to 40 minutes, let's just keep aside those thoughts. You can still engage with them after meditation or later on. For now, it is an absolute my time. You're giving that commitment to your own self. No visualization, no mantra chanting, nothing. Just be with your breath. Observe the ingoing and outgoing breath. Let's not analyze anything. Let's not judge anything. Let's keep all those monkey mind away. This is Anapanasati meditation, being with your own breath. We will play music in the background, but let your attention be with your breath. If thought comes, gently cut the thought and come back to your breath. Your breath is your guru. Please come back to your breath, my dear friends. Just be with your breath. Please continue with your breath, my dear friends. Be with every breath of yours. Thoughts do come, but that's okay. Just observe every breath of yours. Please come back to your breath, my dear friends. Be with every breath of yours. Last 5 minutes. Wonderful, my dear friends. Please continue to be with your breath. Last 1 minute. Wonderful. Do not open your eyes yet. Slowly bring your awareness to your body. Take your time, and you may now unclasp your fingers and place them on your eyes for 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Whenever you're comfortable, you may now open your eyes. And now give a smile to yourself. Thank you so much, friends. Thank you very much. Over to you, Jenny.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much, Sunil, for this wonderful session, and the, birds chirping in your background, that was really nice. So let's go on. Let's go forward with the wisdom session by our teammates of Shambhala Solutions, Sam and Prithvi. Sam is a meditation and mindfulness teacher, and Prithvi is a research scholar. So over to you. Introduce, and the topic for today is very dear to them. That is breath. So over to you, Prithvi.
Yeah, I request Sam to start this off.
Hello, everyone. Congratulations, IFSS, for the beginning of the weekly My Time. Congratulations, Sunil and team. And before anyone else, I want to thank Surendra and Vikal for meditating on the camera. Thank you so much, my dear friends. And I congratulate all the team members of IFSS for coming up with this beautiful, beautiful initiative called My Time. And again, after the 33-day program, successful 33-day program, within a short gap, you started the weekly sessions. And I'm very happy to be part of the Shambhala team who is taking care of the first week. Sorry for some disturbances on my side. I am joining from the middle of another session. I am in Austin now, and there is a session going on. So I took a break from it. So before getting into the topic, we all took inspiration from one man, the founder of PSSM and the founder of, IFSS, none other than Patriji. And he addresses everyone as my dear friends, my dear masters, and my dear gods, right? All these words have link with breath. The best friend is the one who is with you all the time, right? So from birth till death, breath is always with us. So remember, breath is our best friend, right? Now coming to my dear masters. A master is one person who can create his reality, who knows that he has been creating his reality and who takes control of his total creation that he experiences in his reality. So the word master and the God. We go to gods and pray to gods only when we can't create things by ourselves, right? Once you understand how to create and how creation happens, you will not go to gods with that reason. You will go with respect. You get inspired with the way they lived. But you don't go to gods like beggars to ask something. Give me this, give me that. I'll do this for you, kind of. That's the lowest way of connecting to gods. And when you don't know that you are God, you connect to gods like that. So today, there's nothing new that we are sharing here. We have shared on previous sessions as well. But this is the first time we are starting with this beautiful topic, these weekly sessions. So I want to reiterate this concept of breath, energy, awareness, and thought power. And linking this with my dear friends, my dear masters, and my dear gods. Breath is always there, and thoughts have always been creating your reality, whether you know it or not, whether they are in your control or not. These are truths. These are things happening even before you are a meditator. What is it that is changing after you come to breath and, when you become a meditator? When you start being with your breath, your mind starts becoming empty. We know the science, and Prithvi is going to present about it. And once the mind calms down, you start receiving the energy. Now, in the word beat, BEAT, remember breath, energy, awareness, and thoughts. B and the T remain same. Even before meditation and after meditation, breath is always there, and thoughts are creating your reality. What changes after you become a meditator, once you start sitting with your own breath, is the energy and the awareness side of you. You start receiving more energy. You didn't know how to receive more energy before. You were operating in low energies. And because of fear, because of negative thinking, you don't know that the root cause of all the negativity was your fear. Fear is nothing but your low energies. Your low energy vibration is called fear. So once the energy levels are rising, you need to take care of how you are going to spend that energy. That's where your awareness comes into the picture. You receive a lot of energy, but if you are losing all that energy in unnecessary words and unnecessary thoughts, you receiving energy, but you don't know how to spend it, how to save it, how to conserve it, right? So this is where you have to become a master of meditation. Once you start being with your breath, once you start receiving the energy, you should work on your awareness. And what goes out of you, you should be aware. You should be very much aware, because once you use it with awareness, the same energy comes out powerfully. The power gets generated. Just like how the water flowing through pipe, when you hold it at the edge, water comes out with force, right? In the same way, the same energy that you accumulated, when it is going out through your words, they come powerfully. The thoughts and the energy and the time that it takes to manifest those thoughts will start coming down. That's when you will start understanding that, okay, this is where I'm becoming a master. So remember, friends, breath is always your friend. In meditation, you are being a friend to breath. You are with breath. All other times, breath is with you. Even in meditation, breath is with you. But when you sit for meditation, you need to be with breath. You need to be a good friend of breath. Be with it as totally as possible. The beauty of about being with breath is when you are with your natural breath, that's when you are actually natural. Most of the people don't know what is my natural self. I'm always something playing some role. But when you are natural self, when you be with your natural self, whatever you are, that's your natural self of that moment. That keeps changing, of course, naturally, but that's your natural self. And if we all are the creation of the same divinity or God, if we may call it as, you just don't do anything else. You just be yourself to realize that you're already God. And that starts once you start being with your own natural breath. One is being with the breath like a friend. Two, being with the natural breath, because you're already God. You are in the process of realizing it by being it. Your mind, because of a lot of programming and because of instability, it keeps you out of that, that state of godliness. In meditation, we are coming back to it. All that we need to do is being with the breath. The science behind it, Prithvi will explain anyways. So remember, friends, breath, energy, awareness, and thoughts. Your thoughts are creating your reality. Once you realize that very, very clearly in meditation, you will be very conscious in making your thoughts. What kind of thoughts? Negative thoughts, destructive thoughts, positive thoughts, or miraculous thoughts. Choice is yours. You will start knowing that, you have a choice. So all the best to all the participants for joining these sessions where week by week we'll be meeting for quality meditation. More than theory, we give importance to the 40 minutes of meditation practice here. Meditation is the most important thing, and whatever we discuss, we are going to handhold each other in this journey of mastery, my dear friends. And I thank all the partners of My Time weekly sessions, starting with Shambhala. I congratulate Jenny and Prithvi for starting this program, taking the lead for it. And Hari from Australia, Breath Universe, is going to join us next week, followed by Omega Pyramid. For the first time, IFSS has partnered with Omega Pyramid. And third week, we are going to have Srinivas Reddy sir's session, and those sessions will be conducted by Omega team from Dallas. And the fourth week, our own Shibu has come up with a beautiful initiative called Joy. Again, it's from US, North Carolina. So we have people from India, USA, Australia, we have a global crowd and a global mindset. It's not confined to any particular geographical location or a culture or a religion or a race. This is going to be a place of oneness where everything will be scientific about meditation and the wisdom sharing will be amazing. Guys, don't miss it. This is going to be the quality time which will set the tone for your upcoming week. So with that, I give it over to Prithvi. But before you take it ahead, Prithvi, I have to go back and join the session here in Austin. So I just wanted to say hi to Rajan sir. Good morning, sir. Good to see you. Please unmute Rajan sir. Sunil? Yeah.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Good morning, Sampath. It's wonderful that we are starting again every week, and this is what I had been thinking about and imagining if this could happen, and I'm really so happy that this is started today. So it's a wonderful topic too, and I'm sure Prithvi will do it in a wonderful manner, being a research scholar herself. So we look forward to a lot of information, a lot of knowledge, and every week we'll be having something new to be presented. And today I want to present a new book here, and that is this. It's the Anapanasati Sutta, that is a practical guide to mindfulness of breathing and tranquil wisdom meditation by Venerable Vimala Ramsi. It's a book from Taiwan, which I happened to get about 25 years back. Someone who had visited Taiwan had brought a lot of books from there and presented me this book. This gives you a deep insight into what is Anapanasati. So Sutta means principle. So Anapanasati Sutta, what are the main principles and how it started? I'll give a brief, a small message about that at the end of the session. So please watch. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Over to you, Prithvi. Thank you.
Thank you. We have even Swarnalata madam also. Dear. Yeah, that's okay. All right, friends. We can say hi to Swarnalata ma'am and then just go take it ahead. Can we just unmute her? Hello,
Amma.
ma'am.
Yes, congratulations and thank you for keeping on the sessions.
Thank
Nothing
you.
more than that. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
All right, friends. So the topic for the day is breath. And we keep reiterating this word breath a lot in all of our sessions because the importance it carries is immense. So before I get into the topic today, the Olympics are going on. How many of us here are following the Olympic Games that is happening in Paris? You can say yes in the chat. Beautiful. So Lavanya says yes. Yeah, we have some sports enthusiasts. Great. Okay, so today we have the final gold match of tennis. I'm a big fan of tennis. And I was just watching one of the interviews of Novak Djokovic, who's a Grand Slam winner so many times. He's a 37-year-old Serbian player. And in his interview, one of the interviewer was asking him, in the crucial time of the match, when it's too stressful and you're nervous, what do you do exactly to come back to yourself and get into the flow of the game? And I was really amazed by what Djokovic said. He didn't say that I'll remember the technique that I've practiced all the time, because all 24/7 he's into practice of the game, right? Physically, mentally, emotionally, he's striving to be in that right state, right flow. But in that moment of stress, what he said is, I catch my breath. He said, I catch my breath. And that's the thing most of the sports persons do in the crucial time of their games, to get into the state of flow, which means that is the point which brings us to this moment, to this now, taking off all the clutters in the mind. So the importance that we have given to breath is very less, I feel, because breath is the synonymous word for life. If we are alive, if we are alive and breathing, that means we are breathing, which means it's like both of them go hand in hand, breath and life. So it is very important to understand the dynamics of breath, the importance of breath, and really what it does to our mind, our body, our intellect. So let's get into the presentation quickly. Sunil, can you see my screen?
Yes, Prithvi.
Okay, thank you. So the breath. So the word breath is so very important, friends. Before we start this talk about it, first of all, I want to quote the most important uh, quote from Hazrat Inayat Khan. He says, the mystic always consults his breath in the evening and in the morning in order to know whether it is harmonious with the sun, with the moon, and with the planet. He is always conscious of the breath. So why is a mystic who has gone beyond all the realms of life, and he's able to create his own reality and live his life to the fullest? A mystic is always conscious of breath. Why is he giving so much importance to breath? Let's understand this. Because breath is with us all the time. We usually think that we are breathing this process, we are doing it. Not really. The breath is happening in the body every time, whether we are conscious of it or whether we are unconscious of it. When we are sleeping, when we are doing so many activities, we are not really consciously breathing. Breath is happening. It is with us all the time. That is why Sam was telling breath is a friend, because it is going to be with us every single moment, whether you be with it or not, but the breath is always with us. And why breath and oneness are so connected. As Jenny was mentioning, our sole vision is to bring that oneness, to feel that oneness. So breath is the thing which brings us, all of us together, because that is the only common thing every living being shares, right? So here's a quote which says, all things share the same breath. The beast, the tree, the man, the air that we share, it's the air shares its spirit with all the life it supports. So everything, it is said that, the breath that I breathe in and breathe out, a person somewhere in the other geographical location will also breathe in and breathe out at some point of time, which means who is not connected to me in any way, I get connected to that person with the breath. So breath is the connecting point for each one of us, whether we are aware of it or not. And Buddha, he chose breath as the universal tool because he didn't wanted the tool that he's going to choose to be belonging to one particular sectarian religion or caste or geographical location. But because he said suffering is universal, if the pain is universal, the solution to the pain should also be universal. So he came to a conclusion that breath is the only thing that is common to all of us, which doesn't differentiate between anything, whatever you are, whether you're good, bad, or whether you belong to some kind of sectarians or not. It doesn't really matter. The breath chooses you irrespective of who you are. So breath is the one thing that brings all of us together. That's the connecting point to all of us. And why we are choosing breath in meditation is because it takes us more deeper and deeper into ourselves. If we have to understand, a lot of us, why we have come into meditation. The very reason that we have come into meditation is because we are going through a lot of issues. We want to understand our own self. We want to understand the thoughts that is going on in the mind. We want to understand the life circumstances that are happening. We want to handle it in a better way, and we want to make life more simple. We want to make life more easy, and we want to enjoy the life. To enjoy the life, to make it more simple, we need to understand the life, right? And to understand life, we need to also understand our own self. So both things, understanding life, understanding our own self, can happen if we can know our own breath. So breath takes us deeper into our own self. It makes us more sensitive towards our own life. So in yogic tradition, the breath is called as prana. As I was telling, breath is a synonymous to life, right? We say the prana, if the prana is there in the body, that means you are alive. If the prana is gone, you're gone. So the word spirit, when we call spirituality, the actual word of spirituality stands with that spirit, which means breath. Breath is nothing, it's not just the air that we breathe, friends. It's not just the oxygen that is getting into our body, but breath has life force in it. The vital energy that is, energizing every single cell in the body and giving life to our body. So you can take the words like inspiration, expiration, perspiration, respiration. The word spir means breath. So perspiration is your skin breathing through the sweat. Respiration is your lungs breathing the breath. So the word spir or the spirit means breath. This word is called the life force is called differently in different languages, so we can just go and refer to it. But when we are meditating, not just meditating, even when we are not meditating, in the non-meditative states as well, we need not actually force the breath or do some deep breathing or Djokovic didn't say I do deep breathing and calm myself when I'm nervous. He said I'll catch the breath. He said I'll just watch the breath, how it is happening. The very act of watching the breath, the very act of observing the breath makes our mind stop from thinking. It brings the mind to the present moment. So we have to always watch how naturally we are breathing. Sam beautifully said that when we breathe naturally, we are our natural self. So we have to just keep watching how we are breathing and we become very natural. Which, what do we mean by becoming natural? We become deconditioned, or what we can say is the programs that we are carrying, the way we are operating with autopilot mode, right? That there is some kind of trigger, there is some kind of stimulations that are happening, and we are just reacting to the stimulations that are happening. But when we are with the natural breath, we don't react. We pause, we respond with our natural self. So anytime in the meditation, out of the meditation, while closing your eyes or when you're opening your eyes throughout the day, don't force your breath. Keep coming back to your natural breath anytime. So this is what we call as Anapanasati meditation, and Rajan sir is going to give us a brief about it, the actual, the technique of using breath to understand our own self. So Buddha said that be aware of your breath as it is coming in, going out. Simple. He made it as simple as possible. Just observe your breath coming in, going out. So this method was already there. A lot of people were using it. It was in the Yoga Sutras, Vedic literatures, but Buddha made it very simple, and he spread it in a most scientific, logical way where everybody could accept it and practice it. So coming to mind and breath, this thing, I was amazed when I understood how mind and breath are deeply connected. For the first time, friends, when I saw my mother having an illness, she couldn't. The very first symptom that I observed in her was she couldn't lie down nor sit while she was breathing. Her breath was just till the throat. She had so much of difficulty in breathing into the chest also. Forget about diaphragm. Breathing into the chest also, she had so much difficulty. So she had this breathlessness, and I had to take her to the hospital immediately because she couldn't breathe because of so much of things were running behind her mind. I understood how breath and mind are so deeply connected. When the mind is so cluttered, you really can't breathe deeply. So the rhythm of our respiration has an intimate, natural connection with the negatives of the mind. It's not just negatives of the mind, it is everything. Every little thing happening in the mind, be it joy, excitement, they have they do impact the rhythm of the breath, the respiration that happens. Okay, so what exactly happens when we are breathing? What is the exact connection with the breath, body, and the mind? Let's just see. There will be some kind of variations in the breath cycle. If you see, when you get up in the morning, you are breathing differently. In between the day, you're breathing differently. When you're about to sleep, you're breathing differently. And the breath is sometimes dominant on one side of the nostril, and on the other time it is dominant on the other side of the nostril. So there is a lot of variations in the way you breathe throughout the day, which is also giving influence to the movements of your body, the sensations, the energy flow, and the physiological functionings that are happening. So the way we breathe directly impacts to the movement, sensations, and the energy flow that happens in the body. And it also to the feelings, thoughts, and the mind wandering. All these hindrances keeps happening in the mind with the breath when we are unconscious of the breath that is happening. The moment we become mindful about how we are breathing, what happens is there is this consciousness coming into the breath, and we become aware of how am I breathing. And the moment we start becoming aware of the breath, the body sensations, we become aware whether I'm feeling some kind of heat or some kind of, what do you call as restlessness in the body, or some perspiration, or some sweat, or some kind of movement. You start seeing it. And then the mind also, you start observing what is going in your mind. So just becoming aware of your breath, you will become aware of your body and mind, which means when you're angry, if you become aware of your breath, you will see how your body is becoming very stiff, your chest becoming very tight, and how there is a rush of thoughts against what you are experiencing. So you become aware of what is happening when you watch the breath. At this moment, what happens is the moment of consciousness expands. It is not that your reaction to what has been triggered will increase, it will decrease. Your reaction will not decrease. Your reactions will be there. You will still be reactive, but you are doing it consciously. The moment of consciousness expands. As this moment of consciousness expands, the reaction starts becoming less and less and less in the given time. As you move on, as you keep meditating, a lot of people will tell that I am meditating and I see that there's nothing much happening. I'm still becoming more reactive, and I see that I'm becoming more angry, because you have become conscious of your anger, you have become conscious of your jealousiness. So all that things, when it comes to your consciousness, you see it happening more aggressively. But then as you keep meditating, coming back to breath, observing the breath, your reactivity starts becoming less, and the emotions that you carry for a very long time will start becoming less. The anger that I would carry for a month time against a person, if I keep meditating, if I keep coming back to breath, the same anger keeps reducing, starts reducing for 20 days, 15 days, and slowly for a day it comes down to a day, and one day it becomes like I'm anger this moment, next moment I forget it. So we will definitely reach that moment of becoming more responsible than becoming reactive, with the expansion of the consciousness. For all of that, what we need to do is just coming back to breath. That's exactly what Djokovic said. So there's a beautiful quote by Eckhart Tolle. He says, being aware of your breath forces you into the present moment, the key to all inner transformation. He says all inner transformations happens by the awareness of your breath. When you are conscious of the breath, you're absolutely present. You may notice that you cannot think and be aware of your breathing simultaneously. Your breath and your thinking cannot happen at the same time. It is said that, the truth is in the present moment, and truth and mind cannot exist together, because mind is always in the past or in the future. It keeps moving. But the moment you become aware or you come back to the present moment, mind stops. Mind doesn't exist in the present moment. So you are in the truth. You're in your natural self. So conscious breathing stops your mind. Always remember, if you want to overcome the overthinking process, if you want to have control over your thoughts, breath is the key. So let's understand a little bit of scientific, spiritual scientific aspect of breath. So as I was telling, the breathing mirrors our thoughts and our feelings, be it enthusiasm or be it anxiety. Both will reflect on the breathing. You see that your breath becomes very fast, and a lot of metabolic activities happens because of the rhythm of the breath. So what we are learning here is, the moment we become conscious of breathing, we can take control of the thoughts, of the feelings that is happening. We can even control our heartbeats, dear friends. We can control the brain waves. We can control our digestion. We can control our immune system just by becoming aware of our breath. So breath gives so much of power to control our physiology, our psychology, and our immunology. So this is the key. If you have to become most healthiest physically, mentally, emotionally, breath is the key. The moment you become aware, you can control what you are thinking, what you're feeling. In fact, this was so surprising that we all think heartbeat is involuntary, right? We don't control the heartbeats, but it is no more that is the case. Through becoming conscious of breath, as the brain frequency lowers, as the brain frequency goes from beta to delta, beta to theta, the heart rate also decreases, which means when the brain and the heart, they both reduce their activity, we get into the rest mode. I'll just talk about it. So breath helps you heal faster, because when the brain and the heart gets into the rest mode, what happens is the entire energy that we have will be directed towards healing the body. If we have any kind of diseases or illnesses, or just strengthening our immune system, all the energies will be directed towards healing, for the repair mechanism, for the rejuvenation mechanism of the body, instead of reacting in the fight or flight mode when we are conscious of the breath. Okay, so whenever we are aware of the breath, our parasympathetic nervous system is active. There's the longest nerve in the body, which is called vagus nerve. And this nerve gets activated. This nerve is mostly is connected to the parasympathetic nervous system. So there's a lot of studies coming up out there to regulate our nervous system. And the main exercises done to regulate these nervous system is activating the vagus nerve. So activation of vagus nerve happens when we switch to parasympathetic nervous system. Okay, so whenever the body, the heart, the brain are in the rest mode, our digestion improves, our immune system improves, our body heals very beautifully. Okay, so breath is the key for all kinds of health that we are looking for. It also calms your mind, as I already told. Breath is the perfect anchor for a wandering mind. So here you can see the mental process is equal to feelings plus perception. What is exactly happening in the brain or the mind? You have a feeling about something, you see something, there's some kind of emotion that is triggered, and a story is built around that emotion, and it keeps repeating. So what is happening? All the energy that you have gained is getting into the mental process. That is, you are giving energy to the story that is being played in your head. If that story is positive, negative, helpful, or not helpful, doesn't matter. You're not really conscious of it, but you keep giving energy to it when you're unconscious. But the moment you come back to your breath, you cut down that energy wastage, the supply to the mental process. You come back to the present moment, you gain the power, you get the energy, and you get a moment to choose what to think. This is the key. You get the power to choose what you want to think. So breath will calm your mind and will give you a power to choose what you want to think. So by this, the mind gradually slows down. Whenever you come back to breath, your brain beats go lower. Always remember this. The moment you are aware of your breath, you are slowing down the brain beats. Your mind is becoming more calm, composed, and slow so that you become more responsible than reactive. So breath, whenever you might observe in the meditation, there is a point where your breath becomes very subtle, means it becomes smaller, smaller, smaller. It is gross in the first part. As soon as you start, you have very long breaths. You can feel your breath. But as you keep breathing, becoming aware of your breath, the breath becomes subtle. The passage of the breath becomes very subtle. And you will see when the breath is becoming shorter and shorter and shorter, the mind is also becoming still. There is less and less thoughts. Your mind comes to a stillness. Your mind totally stops. That is what we call as no mind state. In that no mind state, there is so much of stillness. We see things more clearly. We see things as they are. And that clarity gives a lot of understanding about what is happening around. We are not seeing things with prejudice, with our programs, with our conditions, but we are seeing things with more clarity. So the more understanding, the more enlightened you are. So enlightenment is equal to more understanding. The breath takes you into that understanding. So if your mind wanders off, simply keep bringing it back, because the very nature of mind is to keep wandering. It keeps running into the past, into the future, because that's the nature of the mind. We just have to keep coming back to breath. Whatever we are doing throughout the day, just experiment. One full day, try to keep coming back to breath and see what difference it makes in your life in that day. So through this practice, what we become is more than thinker, we become observers. We give so much of importance to this process of observation. The moment we come back to breath, we become observers. We are not thinkers anymore. We are observers. And observation is the highest quality of a spiritual person. So as we start becoming observers, we start receiving a lot of energy. Even in meditation, what happens is when we meditate, we get into that stillness, we get into that no mind state. And when there is no thoughts happening, we receive a lot of cosmic energy. And we have right understanding to which thought we have to be, giving that energy into. And when we receive this cosmic energy, there is a lot of blocks in our system. So these blocks also gets removed with the cosmic energy. So the blockage of the energy in the system would be leading to a lot of health issues, mental issues, and a lot of things. So when we receive cosmic energy, this blockages gets removed. There is free flow of energy, and then we connect to our inner guidance, which is our inner guru. So breath, we call breath as our guru because it connects to our inner guidance, to our intuition, to our own voice, inner voice, which is nothing but, when we say, my heart feels something, so I do it. That is why we say it, because we are connecting to our inner guidance. So breath connects us to inner guru. That is why we call as breath as our guru. And final quote that I love by Patriji is, when you're awake to every breath, you are awake to life. So if you want to be more alive, become awakened to every single breath, friends. Thank you so much. So with this, I would like to just stop my presentation and yeah, thank you so much. The importance, how much ever we talk about breath, I think it is very less. The more we practice, the more we become aware of breath. I think we become really start giving importance to the breath. So with this, I stopped my presentation, and if we have any questions, we can just open for it, Sunil.
Wow. Thank you so much, Sampath and Prithvi. That really, I'm sure, blew my mind. Very exhaustive, very detailed, and so very happy that you put all those things together with just a simple concept, simple topic called breath. So let me add on something here with some research work that has been done. Yeah, I might just take about 5 minutes to narrate that. So the research topic was this: how breath control can change your life. A systematic review on psychophysiological correlates of slow breathing. So this study explores how slow breathing techniques can positively impact our physical and mental health. Now, slow breathing here, by their definition, it means breathing almost less than 10 breaths per minute. So thanks to the researchers from Pisa, Italy, this is done by the University of Italy there. There is a team of persons who did this research called Andrea Zuccaro, Andrea Pieroli, Marco, Erica, Danilo, Bruno, and Angelo. So they are from the Department of Surgical, Medical, and Molecular and Critical Area Pathology, University of Pisa, Italy, National Research Council, Institute of Clinical Psychology, Department of Information Engineering, University of Pisa, Italy. So the key findings from the research are spread in 3 areas. First is autonomic nervous system, second is central nervous system, and third is psychological and behavioral outcomes. So the first one, autonomic nervous systems. So slow breathing technique, according to their finding, this increases the heart rate variability, very much similar to what Prithvi just mentioned. And it also, and the respiratory sinus arrhythmia, the RSA. So this indicates the enhanced parasympathetic activity. So essentially, this means your body can manage stress and maintain a good balance. And the study found increased low frequency power and decreased high frequency power during slow breathing sessions. So these psychological states improved during and after slow breathing. So the participants reported increased relaxation, comfort, and reduced anxiety. So for example, imagine you are in a stressful meeting. Just practice slow breathing. And this can help your heart stay calm and keep your focus intact. Now, coming to the second point, the central nervous system. The EEG studies showed increased alpha power and decreased the theta power. So this reflecting a relaxed and yet alert state. I want to emphasize that alert state. So it's like cat is sleeping, but this cat is always alert with everything that happens around. So it's that alertness, that awareness that we are, when we practice meditation. And yet another fMRI studies indicate heightened activity in various brain regions, including the prefrontal cortex, the thalamus and hypothalamus, especially during the slow breathing practices. So these changes were associated with improved emotional regulation and reduced stress. The third aspect of the finding is the psychological and behavioral outcomes. So the participants experienced comfort, relaxation, and the state of alertness And there was a notable reduction in symptoms of anxiety, depression, anger, and confusion as well. The slow breathing is always linked to positive mood changes and enhanced emotional well-being. So you can also think of it like this. After a hectic day, a few minutes of slow breathing can make you as refreshed as a short nap. Now, they also explained slightly about the mechanisms behind slow breathing. So the study suggested two main mechanisms. One is interoception. So slow breathing helps you become more aware of your internal bodily states, leading to a better control. So as Prithvi mentioned, when you are aware, the control is in you. When you're not aware, you have given the control to the mind. So here, when you are aware of your internal bodily states, this gives you a better control over them. Next is the nasal mechanoceptors. The slow breathing through the nose can stimulate the receptors that influence the brain activity, and that promotes the relaxation. Some practical examples like stressful situations. Imagine you are stuck in a traffic and running late for an appointment or a meeting. And instead of letting the anxiety take you over, you can practice slow breathing. This will help you calm your mind. It's not that you are trying to manage the traffic situation, but you're managing your own mind, the state of mind, which is going to affect the works and the actions that you're going to take forward. Similarly, before going to bed, if you have a trouble sleeping, just try slow breathing technique for a few minutes. And this can help you relax the nervous systems, and it will make you easy to fall asleep. So to conclude, slow breathing is a simple yet powerful tool that can enhance your physical and mental well-being. Whether you're dealing with daily stress or looking to improve your overall health, just by incorporating these slow breathing techniques into your routine, you can make a significant difference. And that is the very reason it's always recommended to practice meditation, especially the Anapanasati meditation, where it is scientifically proven. So this is where I want to connect this research and science aspect to what Prithvi also explained it so detailedly. And this is carried out in Italy. So that's the importance of meditation. So here, since Prithvi has spoken in detail about breath and this science element here, I want now that to I'll request Rajan sir to provide his analogy based on the book, the Sutta, and we can hear from Rajan sir on the Anapanasati, the book he mentioned in the call. Sir,
Yeah, thank you, Sunil. It's wonderful to have a real study about the breath, because that is the most important thing in life. And our life starts with breath. So the moment you start breathing, then you are automatically full of life. And that is what we have to understand. And I wanted to specifically say something about this book, because this is a book which is presented to me by one great gentleman who thought that I deserve this book. So this is the name of the book, Anapanasati Sutta, and a practical guide to mindfulness of breathing and tranquil wisdom meditation by a bhikkhu, by a Buddhist saint by name Vimala Ramsi. Okay. So now why I'm stressing about this book is, although we have learned how to do meditation as per the breath, but we also need to know certain points which have been given here, because this book is originally in Pali language. So the advantage of getting such books is you get a deep insight into the complete background with which this Anapanasati was founded. So what he says is, initially, because this is news to me when it was news to me when I got this book, because we find there are so many things revealed here which the ordinary meditator is not aware. Many of us may not be aware. So in Pali language it has come because they have taken every possible step to see that the entire knowledge of Buddha has been conveyed in these books. So only then I could understand from this book that for the initial 6 years after Buddha left his home and started getting into the spiritual path, it took 6 years for him to reveal how we should do our meditation, what should be done to improve the quality of our meditation. Because the earlier masters who were there, who were along with Buddha, they were practicing, of course, the system of observing of the breath. But at the same time, there was a difference between what should be done and what should not be done. Because they were following what is known as concentration meditation. I tell you, you concentrate on the breath and you start meditating, then what happens is there is a lot of rigidity in the mind. So, after becoming a homeless person, what the Bodhisattva did was he went to two different teachers two different teachers, and they were both teaching concentration meditation, although it is observing of the breath. His first teacher was Alarakama. After learning the Dhamma and the discipline, he practiced until he attained a very high and distinguished stage of meditation called the realm of nothingness. The Bodhisattva then went to his teacher and asked whether he could proceed any further with that meditation. Alarakama replied that that was the highest stage that anyone had attained, and Buddha had already attained that stage. But then Alarakama replied it was the highest stage, that is what he said. But the Bodhisattva was not satisfied. So he went to another teacher by the name of Uddaka Ramaputta. Okay. He learned the Dhamma and the discipline, then practiced it and attained the realm of neither perception nor non-perception. This is what Ramaputta also told him. The Bodhisattva again went to his teacher and asked a similar question about there being something more to attain. Is there something more to be attained? That is what he asked. Again, this Guru also told him this was absolutely the highest attainment that anyone could achieve. But Buddha was disappointed because he felt that there is some sort of a concentration in that aspect of it, which does not give him the actual complete satisfaction that he really wanted to get. The Buddha was disappointed because he saw that there were still many more things to let go. So he observed that these concentration techniques, which focused intensely on the object of meditation, that is the breath, it caused tightening in the mind. So he reasoned that there was still attachment whenever there was tension in the mind. So he also noticed that if any part of the experiences were suppressed or not allowed to rise, that is fixed absorption concentration or access concentration, there was still some kind of holding on or attachment to an ego belief. Thus, after 6 long years of trying all the various, he was a spiritual scientist. We should understand that. Buddha did not straightaway accept whatever these two gurus said. So, after 6 long years of trying everything, like starving the body, holding the breath, etc., he realized that these practices did not lead him to a calm and open mind, which was free from attachment and suffering. So he started trying himself. He wanted to explore himself and discover by himself what is to be done. That is why he started doing this meditation by relaxing himself. So in place of concentration meditation, he started relaxation meditation under the same title of Anapanasati meditation. He saw that this form of meditation that is, relaxation meditation, would lead him to the experience of tranquility jhanas. Jhanas means the method of meditation. So, as a result of this tranquil wisdom meditation, his mind was filled with joy and his body became light and happy. When the joy faded away, he then experienced strong calmness and peacefulness. His mind and body became very comfortable. His mind was very still, composed and with sharp mindfulness and full awareness of what was happening around him. That is, he could still hear the sounds and feel the sensations within his body at the time. So that very night, the Bodhisattva practiced what is known as tranquil wisdom meditation through the method of opening and expanding the mind. In short, he practiced anapanasati or mindfulness breathing. And as we all know, he became the Buddha or the supremely enlightened one. So this is what I wanted to bring about through this book, because we only now we know that it took 6 years for him to specialize and really become an authority on what is breathing and how the breathing should be done. So as Prithvi was saying very rightly, that our breath is so very important that they decide through the breath alone, you can regulate your feelings, you can regulate your mind, you can do so many good things to improve the quality of our meditation. Now I come back to something very important as usual. Harold Walwyn Percival is the author of the book Thinking and Destiny, and that is considered as the book of the century, not only by Patriji but by so many great masters. So there again, when we were preparing the book Great Way, Patriji specifically told me that I want you to do some research on finding out how Harold Percival's ideas match with the PSSM ideas. So when I did this research and then found out that there was so much of similarity between what he had told in the year 1946, he had already mentioned about regenerative breathing. It is known as regenerative breathing. So there again he says that this is a method which assists in seeing things as they are and in knowing what to do and what not to do. It re-establishes the right relation between the breath and the form of the breath. That means the breath form. He calls it the breath form. So it's a beginning of the reconstruction of the human body according to the form of the original perfect body. Further, this method is a way of exploring and examining the body by means of the breath, of knowing the mystery of the human body. The rules for regenerative breathing are as similar as what we are having, as given by Percival. They are similar to what PSSM has prescribed to be taught to all the meditators. Percival has specifically advised that there should be no unnecessary pause or interruption of breathing between in-breathing and out-breathing. And another similarity is that one who decides to practice this system of breathing is advised not to practice yoga breathing, pranayama, or any other system, and because they would be interferences in this system of anapanasati sutta, anapanasati meditation. So here again, we have got one more reason to say that Percival and our PSSM are almost the same. We have been following the same system. And under this breath form, I should say, if you read further on Thinking and Destiny, we come to realize that the entire existence or the entire lifetime, the quality of our lifetime is based on how we have been doing the breathing so as to improve what to think, what not to think, etc. And I would also like to add, since Prithvi had told something about Paris Olympics, there is one article which has come by Manu Baker, who was Manu Baker has won 2 medals at the Paris Olympics, and she has been trying for the third. So she has mentioned when she was asked about how you could achieve something and how you are happy or unhappy also, because she has got bronze because she wanted to get gold medals, uh, but by some stroke of luck she missed the other two, so she had to come as the third in that category of whatever she is of her game. So she has said that for me the greatest guide has been the Bhagavad Gita, and there she quotes that in chapter 2 and verse number 47, there is a saying which says, Karmanye vadikaraste ma phaleshu katachana. That means, whatever you do as your duty, that you should do, not expecting immediate results. Okay. We have to just do our duty and forget about what result is going to come, about the outcome. We don't have to bother much about the outcome. So this is one book she has quoted, and this is the article which has come out in the Speaking Tree. And here she says, 2 Olympic bronze medals renew the focus on Gita. This is what is mentioned. So this is one thing. And secondly, even in the Bhajagovindam, there is a very important sentence in verse number 20. Bhagavad Gita Kinchidadita Ganga Jala Kanika Pita. This is a very often repeated sentence by Patriji, because he used to say, even if you take bath in the Ganges, drink the water of the Ganges and all that, and you should know Ganges there in this particular Bhajagovindam, it refers to the spiritual knowledge which is given by Adi Shankara and by so many great masters. So it is the spiritual knowledge which will enable you to tide over all the difficulties and make yourself a very stable person with ample equanimity, and equilibrium also is maintained. So in both these, she has quoted these two to say that she used to take it in her stride, whatever comes, and that is what we have to do. So I just conclude by saying, be be regular readers of very good spiritual books, particularly Thinking and Destiny, as also all books which have been translated from Pali language into English, particularly those from Taiwan, because these are all books which are all available free of cost. Because here they are specifically mentioned, this book is for free distribution and not to be sold. So whoever is having access to people in Taiwan, try to get all these books which are printed by the corporate body or the Buddha Educational Foundation. So from there you can get all the books free of cost. And one great spiritual master was good enough to donate this book to me, and that has given me so much light about how Buddha came into this system of anapanasati, how the breath form, how you breathe is so very important to decide what the quality of our lives will be. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
Wow, thank you so much, sir. That was so in detail and insightful. Thank you so very much for adding that. Yes, over to you, Jenny. I think the to take forward this session. Jenny.
Yes, thank you so much, Rajni sir. Thank you so much, Sunil, for the research part, and Prithvi for that, Prithvi and Sam for the wisdom session. So the takeaway for me today is whole day I'm going to keep coming to the breath, right? So I'm going to practice that. So if anybody has any questions or want to share their experience, please come forward. Raise your hand, or you can even type it on the chat. I think it was so in detail said that no one has any questions. Oh, okay. Nice. Yes, ma'am. Arunasari, ma'am. I'm sorry.
Yes, ma'am. I don't have question, but I just want to share my, not the experience, I just want to share, like, it was a wonderful session and great insight about the breath. That, the more you know about it, the deeper you go into it. So it was very nice, it's a wonderful session. Thank you, all the masters.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. Yeah, I don't see any raising hands. Shall we call it off? Yeah, shall we call it the day?
Yes,
Yes.
Jenny, thank you so much. And special thanks to Pramod sir, Vikal, Manam Surendra, turning on the cam and being interactive. It gives more, we can explore and talk more. And thanks for making notes also. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you so much. So let's meet next Sunday, same time, with another organizing partner and topic. Thank you so much. See you all.